Hi, my name's Abby and welcome to the Horror Mission. In this video, I'm going to talk about The Visit. Now, I remember seeing the trailer for this film at the cinema a couple of times a few years ago when it first came out, and I've wanted to see it ever since, so I was super excited to see it on Netflix. Did it disappoint me? Did it exceed my expectations? Let's find out. So I'm going to start by giving the film an overall score and then ranking it out of 10 in 12 factors. These 12 factors are the same in all of my videos. So the first half of these videos are spoiler free. And I will let you know when I'm about to talk about potential spoilers. So my overall score for this film was 7 out of 10. For scary, I gave it a 5. For cringy, I gave it a 7. For believability, I actually gave it an 8. Just a weird noise. My house is haunted. I think this is the first video that I've actually said that, but I do live in a haunted house. If enough people ask me to talk about it in the comments, then I will talk about it. But for now, we're going to carry on talking about horror films because that puts me at ease. For stress level, I gave it a 5. For gory, I actually gave it a 1. For satisfaction, I gave it a 9. Acting, I gave it an 8 out of 10. For soundtrack, I also gave it an 8 out of 10. Cinematography, a 9 out of 10. For casting, I also gave it a 9 out of 10. The jump scare factor, I gave it a 7. The tension factor, I gave it a 7. I think all of these scores have come in pairs. The last 3 scores have come in pairs. Are there any sex scenes? There are no sex scenes in this film. You can watch it with your parents, but there is nudity. You see, like, one arse. I do this in all my videos. The fear mostly comes from the situation, and the main source of fear, I'm not going to tell you because this is a spoiler-free zone. We are now going to dig into some of the spoilers. I'm going to talk about my best bits, my worst bits, my cringiest bits. So stay tuned if you've already seen the film. You might choose to go watch the film now based on what I've said. I think you should. I think you should watch the film and then come back. My best bit in The Visit was probably towards the end when Becca was trapped in the bedroom with Nana. I just thought that was great, the way that she was trapped up there in the bedroom and he was trapped down there with Grandad, and they both had a character each. If you haven't seen this film, my worst bit won't make any sense whatsoever, but if you have, I'm sure you'll agree, pineapple upside down cake. What the fuck was all that about? The winner of the Badass Award in this film is Tyler for taking on Pop Pop with poo on his face when he has a fear of germs. Just awful. That was gross when he brought his like adult nappy diaper, if you're American, over and put on it. I very rarely retch at horror films, especially if they're gory, but that, I've also named that as my bit where I think the film went too far. It was the perfect thing for him to do in the context of striking fear and deep unsettlement and making us feel uncomfortable when watching it. But just, yeah, like I said, it was just a disgusting thing to do. Out of this whole film, that's probably the bit I'm going to go away and remember. One might think that I would name the cringiest bit of the film as any time when Tyler raps, so like the end scene for example. And granted, it's cringy, you're kind of watching it like, oh, but I think that's just part of his character. I feel like it might have been like a cool thing that the actor did in his audition, that they were like, we've got to include that in the movie, and that's why it's in there. It literally doesn't add anything. But actually the lyrics are kind of cool, especially the last rap is actually quite funny written. Funnily written? Quite humorously written. I completely lost my train of thought because there was just a knock at the door. And they just delivered my yoga mat and skipping rope, which I have ordered to help me not lose my mind while in isolation. If you want to watch this film as a short film and just want a general flavour of it, then watch between 1902 and 2126. I couldn't really think of much to add in the any other business bit, just the fact that I think this is a good movie. I watched it with my mum disagreed, she didn't really like it, but I've watched a lot of horror films that kind of have this kind of unknown, twisty, like handheld camera style thing, and I actually think it did it really well. I liked the characters. I didn't really cotton on to the twist until the twist was unveiled. I think you should watch this film. So that was The Visit. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!